My name is Ellie. I am a swing, and I believe the wrong cat died.
Hi, I'm José Raúl Mangual, and I do believe the wrong cat died.
Hi, I'm Taryn Smithson. I play Rumpleteazer.
Hi, my name is Brian Nelson, and I play Mungo Jerry.
And I believe the wrong cat died. Hi, my name is Yuka. I play Victoria. I think the wrong cat died.
I'm Megan. I play Demeter tonight, and I believe the wrong cat died.
My name is Erica. I play Bomb Ballerina, and I believe that the wrong cat died.
Hi, my name is Michelle E. Carter. I play Jenny Anydots, and I believe that the wrong cat died.
Hey y'all, my name's Zam. I play Skimbleshanks and I cover Gus, and I believe the wrong cat died.
My name is Luke Bernier. I am playing the Rum Tum Tugger tonight, and I do not believe the wrong cat died.
My name is Ibn Snell. I play Misto, and I do believe the wrong cat died.
Hello, I'm Tayler Harris. I play Grisabella the Glamour Cat, and I do believe the wrong cat did not die because Grisabella the Glamour Cat is the one and only glamour choice. She is. Wait, the glamour choice? She is the Jellicle choice. I mean, she's the glamorous Jellicle choice. But yeah, the wrong cat did not die. Thank you.
There's a cat over here. There's a cat over there. And the wrong one died. And the wrong one died.
Welcome to The Wrong Cat Died, the podcast breakdown of the catastrophe. I'm your host, Mike Abrams, and I am here at the National Theater in Washington, D.C. I am so excited for the 100th episode. I have been graciously accepted into the U.S. National Tours family and spent the day recording with them and asking them about all the crazy things and how they interpret the show, how they look at everything. And then I gave them a few things to play with on stage. And where I'm standing right now is where Alan Seals of the Theater Podcast with Alan Seals, who also produces this podcast, and I are going to be sitting tonight. And we're going to watch from here, right here in the seat, stage right here, and we're going to watch to see how do those ideas land. And then tomorrow we're going to come back and talk to them and see, does that work as a theory or is it just nonsense? So stay tuned, watch the video, and we'll be back with more tomorrow. What's the wildest thing that you, when you first started doing this, that you realized that maybe you didn't know going in? It's like, because I think Demeter falls in that for me, which is like, oh, that's her backstory. Like, yeah. I didn't know that. So that was like my aha moment. Mm-hmm. What was your kind of, wow, I didn't realize this part of Cats?
Well, I thought it was hilarious when they were talking about Cass, and they were like, and Cass obviously has just gotten back from boarding school. And so I just thought that was really funny to think about, because she is a bit more, hoity-toity into herself. And I could just imagine her inner monologue of just like, oh gosh, like I remember back when I was eating caviar at boarding school.
So Jenny is the mother of the tribe. She's sort of like this motherly, matronly figure who makes sure that everything goes according to plan. She oversees the day-to-day operations, and she makes sure, especially with the younger kittens, that all of them stay in line, and she essentially raises every kitten in this tribe.
Okay.
People call Skimbleshanks the Christmas cat sometimes because I don't even know why, but like sometimes our monkey strap will even say on stage when he's not supposed to, Merry Christmas, or to me after I hop down from the stairs. But I saw this thing on Tumblr that was like, Skimbleshanks was on the train as a kitten one morning, and he was gifted a silver bell from Santa Claus. And ever since then, he's fallen in love with the trains and trying to capture that magic, and that's why he's dedicated to the trains. Probably not canon, but I just thought it was really cute. Gives me a reason to wear my little bell around my neck to remember.
Well, I think a lot of people think they're siblings, which is a common misconception. But we worked with Chrissy Cartwright, and we got the facts that they do have a little bit of a crush on each other. Okay. So
Well, she has a crush.
I have a crush on Mungo. Okay, fine. I have a crush on Mungo. And so we kind of play it like they're a little Bonnie and Clyde, little duo.
I think when it comes down to it, I like Rump too. I just like flirting with the older female cats in front of her. Can't help myself.
So you're not together, but you're clearly not siblings.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
okay.
End up that way, but
okay.
At least in my head, we're not together yet.
It's what the kids call a thing.
A thing.
It's what the kids call a thing.
We're seeing the early,
Yes.
parts of this relationship forming.
A real life backstory fact that Chrissy gave us is they're based off the Bisto kids. originally. Have you heard this before?
No.
They're on the set. Actually, it's an advertisement. You can get a picture later, I guess.
Okay.
But they were like these poor like street kids that like it was like a Bisto gravy ad, and they'd be at the windowsill like smelling the gravy, and they're like, it's like affordable gravy, so everyone can have it. And it's like luxury. So we're like these poor, scrappy kids was the original conceit. And then Andy, of course, aged us. Now we're teenagers.
I think Tugger and Mistopheles, I think they're purely innocent. I think they're just, for me, they're just besties. It's like,
Our besties.
I think Tugger is just like, I think of him as like this big rock star boy, and Mistopheles is just like
It's his muse.
It's just his muse, his fun like best friend. Like it's like almost like opposites attract, because they couldn't be any more.
And they're both like, they have like high energies and they contrast a little bit.
They do.
So I think they play off of each other so well.
Yeah, and whenever I'm on for Tugger and I catch Ibn at any point in the show, it's always just like this wink in the eye, this sparkle that's like, oh yeah. It's just like, it's an unspoken like bond that they have.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's like a true friendship.
First time I saw the cats was like I was young, so I didn't know deep inside story about it. And then once like I started those process rehearsing, and then once I'm like grow up myself too, I was oh okay, that's that, they connecting. So yeah, both like surprising, but yeah, they did like really beautiful way, you know. So it was beautiful way to show the girl like as woman and as like adult, and using your body to tell that story. So doing that choreography every night, like I feel like it's just beautiful. There was a part of me that kind of came up with this own theory for my own self, was that I'm afraid that if I don't have him, I would be alone, right? Like I wouldn't have the community, and I'm afraid I would turn into what Grisabella is, because she's alone. She, went down a dark path with Macavity. That could very easily happen to me.
Yeah, especially courting Macavity.
Right. So I think I really like following Tay's journey with that, and feeling like I feel bad for her, but also like, oh, I don't want that to happen to me. I don't want to get too close to that. Like, so I play with that a lot too, which is fun. And I think, obviously she's the choice. So I have a sort of like respect for her, and there's a gravity to my relationship with her at the end, because I don't want that to be me. That could very easily have been me, you know?
I don't see them as sisters, but like the relationship is pretty sisterly. I would say older, younger.
Yeah, I think sisterly is the most common that I play, but I think it shifts with like the different people who go on.
I like to believe that normally it's his decision. He just observes the tribe, and it's not so taxing or laborious a decision. This year, I think Old Deuteronomy is seeing something in the tribe that he's not seen, at least in a long time, and it's something that needs to be addressed, and it's dramatically influencing his decision.
And this is something that has really shaped the way that I play her. And I feel like a lot of the rest of the cast, like people definitely have differing opinions on this. I think that Jenny is, well, first off, Deuteronomy is old. Obviously, old Deuteronomy. And I think he's old to the point where this is probably his last year. And that's the reason why Monkey Strap is being trained and being made to orchestrate the Jellicle Ball this year, is because Dude is training him so that he can run it next year and be the one to take it over. And then Jenny is obviously assisting with that and helping to make sure that Monk is staying in line and all that. That being said, I think that this tribe would sort of fall apart without Jenny. I don't think realistically she's a good choice for the Jellicle choice, especially this year. But given the circumstances of Deuteronomy and his impending passing, and this tribe not having an older figure to step in, I don't, at the end of the day, think that she deserves to die at the end.
So she's needed still, like
Or more so that she deserves it, but that she's so needed that she can't.
Grisabella totally deserves to be the Jellicle choice, first and foremost, always the Jellicle choice. Because I think, like, I don't know, who doesn't love an underdog? Or in this case, an undercat? Did it? Yeah. Shh. I've been waiting to say that. But I don't know, like, I think going back to the 3 words that I received for Grisabella in the initial process almost a year and a half ago, so exciting. Proud, indomitable, and hurt. That feline, literally, despite everyone like hating her and not wanting her there, she still shows up because she's like, no, you guys are going to eventually hear me. And I think that perseverance deserves so much admiration and praise for just like, despite like what everyone else may want her to do, she's like, well, I'm going to do it this way and you're going to eventually listen. And they do. So, per.
But I think you should have another year. So why are you not next year's Jellicle choice? Like, don't you want to come back and have your Victoria's birthday party and all the other stuff coming back to the tribe?
Maybe just a little bit, because I mean, you do see me kind of like get with it in the Jellicle ball when I sneak in, and I'm like kind of like mirroring what Victoria does, because I'm like, oh, I remember this, I still remember. But honestly though, nah, I want to go to the heavy.
You're done. You're it. It's like I'm. This is it. I got to come back. You don't want another year.
The time I knew what happiness was, I want to go up now.
Yeah.
Very much.
Okay.
That. I mean, to be fair, they also clapped when I died last night, and that never happens. And I've done this show like over 400 times now, so that was a win in my book for redemption even further.
Taylor, the head music guy, he was like, I want to hear you sing this McCavity interval, and just kept plunking out like McCavity. And I was like, in my head, like panicking, because I was like, I don't understand what he's saying. Like, what is this word that he's saying? And so before I sang, I was like, I'm so sorry. Are you saying my cavity? And like Chrissy was in the room, Kim Craven was in the room, everyone was, and they just started busting out laughing. And he was like, no, McCavity is the name of a cat in the show. And I was like, obviously mortified. Made a joke about the dentist, and it was fine. But yeah, that was hilarious.
Also, like, what part of like is the opening even like part of the timeline, or is that like something that sits alone by itself? To me, it kind of seems like a prologue, and then it really starts with Victoria's dance of like that is the first thing of the night.
Okay, now we're getting into this. This is great. So you have I like that part. Is the prologue is not even part of the night.
Yeah, because it's just like why do we all leave to then make an entrance like we're seeing each other for the first time?
Yep. Okay. So what other things have you kind of filled in the blanks on that maybe you weren't told?
The relationship to like Mungo and Rump, I think, is really cool. I happen to be like good friends with, both Brian and Taryn, so I'm sure that there's parts of that bleed into it.
I've actually come up with something for Tugger, which is, I haven't heard it before, and it's been around for, so many years that, so maybe someone else has thought of this, but I actually just told Tay Grisabella this a couple of days ago on Instagram Live. I have this theory that, so we have the 3 McCavity the 3 Deuteronomy brothers, McCavity, Monk, and Tugger. Right. And we know that Grisabella, or, we theorize or whatever, that Grisabella is Monk's mom. Okay. I don't think that Grisabella is Tugger's mom. I think Tugger and Grisabella have a relationship of sorts that's happening during the, the time frame of the show. So we know that they're both not in the opening. And I think that's a little bit intentional. And then after the song Rum Tum Tugger during, Grisabella the Glamour Cat, she comes out, we're all singing at her, whatever. And when she leaves, Tugger leaves the stage right when she does. And for me, that's his time to like check in on her, not like interact with her, but, watch her from afar to make sure that she, is safe and is not dying at that point. So I think he has a secret little affair with her going on.
So do you think he's the reason she comes back this year? Like, if you're not are you with her when you're not in the opening number and you're bringing her back?
I don't think he's bringing her back. I think he has a soft spot in his heart for her that maybe he doesn't even know, because he's just this egomaniac of a cat. But I think when he sees her, like, I think for him, and for all the cats really, but Grisabella really is his seeing her during the timeline of like the song Memory is his time to be like, oh my gosh. I think
resonate.
And I always, they tell us like there's a certain part in the song that we have to turn around, that each individual cat has their own time. And when she says,
are you first?
No. I kind of do it whenever. But I decided to start doing it when she goes, I can smile at the old days. I was beautiful then. Okay. And that's when he's like, no, like, you're so beautiful now. And I've always thought that. And so that's his like turning point in the show for me. He's like, no, I love this woman. Yeah.
I think a lot of the choices that I've made have to do with who Jenny is actually familially related to and who she's not, because she obviously acts as a mother to everyone, but realistically, which ones actually came out of her and which ones didn't makes a lot of difference in how you interact with them. So I definitely, probably the biggest one is, I think Mungo Jerry is mine. Which I don't think I've ever heard anyone else talk about it, but I mean, part of the reason that even happened is because Brian, who plays Mungo Jerry this year, and I are just really, really excellent friends off stage. And we interact so much on the stage that it just sort of naturally started happening where I would just like dote on him as a mother and be like, oh, my sweet, sweet Mungo who can do no wrong. And I really don't think Jenny has any idea of the type of crap that Mungo's into behind the scenes, and that he is in with McCavity, and that, you know, he's stealing pearls and all this stuff. And all I know is that he's hanging out with this Rumple teaser girl, and that I don't think she's good enough for him. And I think that if you watch closely, you can see a lot of that.
My theory is that we found each other because we were the same kind of cat. So I wouldn't have been like friends with the junkyard people if I didn't know him. He was the one who introduced me to the tribe, and that's kind of where I play with it too.
And I very much think I'm Jenny's son, and that is also a belief of our Jenny. It's not like a theory that I have that I keep secret from the other actor.
yeah.
No, we've talked about it, and we actually play that on stage.
She doesn't really like me either.
So you haven't won.
She doesn't approve of
I
me.
can do no wrong in some ways, but she sees everything I do, and it's actually a really fun line to play with her.
Okay.
So I covered Jenny also, and I think I like to think of Mungo as Jenny's son, and mostly it's just because they have one arm warmer, and most people have more than one, two, but I like that because he's always up to no good, and then Jenny's like getting him to stop. Yeah.
But I do like having the attitude towards them of like, I sort of, in the same way that we all change our minds a little bit about Grizz, I feel like throughout the show, and as they stop being loyal to McCavity, I feel like I sort of changed my opinion on them as well, because they probably like in the moments that I'm mischievous, that probably creeps out, because like I'm sure I was like that before I had this responsibility that I've given myself in my own head about keeping the trains on time. I think I was probably like a Mungo Jerry Rumple teaser until I got that responsibility, and now it's something that I really pride myself in.
Okay, I love
The way that I'm playing it, and I think Zam is also playing it, is that Skimble and Jenny are definitely together. Some people play that they're just like besties and that they're just having lots of fun on the car boot together all the time. I think they're together far too often for that to be platonic. So I definitely think they're together, and especially the way that we play it. I mean, we're sweat cuddling is what I call it. Because we're literally just actively sweating on each other, but we're cuddling the whole time on the car boot.
Oh, well, okay, maybe the weirdest is for me, as I also cover Plato McCavity, and in doing so, Plato has a developmental issue that is he's battling with, and in his courting Victoria, it's a force beyond him that is leading him to her, and that force happens to be his alter ego, which is McCavity. They're never at the same place at the same time, and they actually share similar choreographic moments. So when I'm one or the other, it's the other cat fighting through.
I've always found that like I did the show on Royal Caribbean as well, and a lot of our blocking and choreography, I was next to Plato a ton, and I found that like in this version as well, I'm with Plato a lot, and there's a moment at the end of the ball where Plato, Sam Buchanan, who plays Plato here, he puts his arm out and like kind of protects me to back off from Grizz, and it's a moment where I'm like, does Plato get around? And like, because
he's with Victoria, right? Yeah.
And I'm like, and Bomb, she's voluptuous, right? So and she's very sexual as well, sensual. So I feel like they probably have been together at some point, maybe around the time she went to McCavity, but even though he has a younger.
I think what's going on is like, I think at that point, like pre-McCavity, she's very very much like in the scene, she's kind of like the belle of the ball pre-Victoria. There's a lot of even deeper theories about how Victoria is my character's daughter.
So, do you think that?
I do.
Okay.
I do kind of think that. I also think Monkey Strap is my son. For sure, I would say Bomb and Demeter. They were my friends. They were there with me. And they were able to escape. And I kind of got stuck in it and just too sucked in. So, like...
How do you interpret the relationship with Grisabella?
I think Victoria see her as like Grisabella is like really innocent. When Grisabella was younger, she was like Victoria. So Victoria sees her like really innocent. Like why everybody like hate her? Why? She doesn't understand. She doesn't see outside. She see inside, and she kind of connect because Victoria is so innocent. So that's why she goes like, I agree with everybody, and I'm gonna touch her. So that's connecting. So I think young Grisabella was Victoria.
Okay.
I think Demeter's in danger of becoming just like Grisabella. Whether or not she's like had contact with Grisabella, I don't picture that personally. I think maybe Baum has though. Baum knows her more. Yeah.
I think that Grisabella was the first to go off with Macavity, and Baum happened to be around that similar time. After Baum got out, Grizz, of course, didn't. And I almost have like a small feeling. I haven't really like thought so much about it, but I had like a slight moment the other week during the show where like possibly Demeter could be Grisabella's daughter, the daughter of her and Macavity.
That's interesting.
We always talk about like the colors of the costumes and all of that, but yeah, I think that Baum had a really close relationship with Grisabella, and when Baum got out, she kind of took in Demeter. Why? Still figuring it out in my show.
But then I also think though, if you are sisters, then that means that Grizz is also your mom. Would be for Demeter. So is that something that like have you played with that on stage? Is like that is part of the family tree essentially? I mean, for Baum you have, but as Demeter, you're looking as a warning sign of like that's my motherly warning sign.
Yeah.
Or
I've never thought about that on stage.
no.
Yeah.
Okay, well tonight. This is what I'm here for, is I'm slowly adding to theories. And this wasn't the crazy one that I had for you all, but I'd be curious to hear how does that land when you're on stage tonight, when she comes out.
Yeah.
It's like, Mom.
That'll bring a whole new meaning to her solo there during Remark. That'll be a whole completely different thing. Yeah.
And I don't know. I think it's more fun to think that Demeter doesn't even know that Grisabella is her mother.
Yeah.
And it's like more of an internal thing, which is why I've never brought it up.
No, I'm trying every day, and again, 100 episodes to influence this by adding layers to this that hadn't been thought of or have been thought of, but maybe for this performance haven't. Because you can play this so many different ways. You can say mom today, not today.
Nobody told us when we stop working for Macavity or if we turn on him. And yet in the fight scene, I feel like it's very clear, at least in this version, that we are now with the Jellicle tribe. So this was like a journey that Taryn and I had to decide for ourselves. And I feel like it's been evolving. Even like
it's grown over time,
a few weeks ago, we noticed that our points are different in the show, I guess.
So you were part of the crime game with Macavity, but you're out now. So you think that by the time that this ball happens, you're not in the ring anymore.
In the ball, I feel like we still work for Macavity.
Okay, so is there a moment where you stop that feeling?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
When is that? When we're gonna be sitting down there? When are we gonna? When am I gonna see that moment where you're just like, I'm out, I'm done?
And actually, we're proud because Alana saw our journey because she knows the show really well. She's like, I really liked that this was the moment.
Yeah. Well, there's two big moments that stick out to me. One is right before the ball where he's a fiend in feline shape, and he kind of leaves me, and I'm out there alone. And I'm like, oh my God, Macavity's gonna come after me, and now I don't have him to protect me or be with me through that. So that's kind of a moment of like hesitation, like I don't really want to do this anymore for Macavity. So that's a big turning point for me. And then again, when the fight happens and I get taken under his spell.
Right, and that is definitely where I switch because I mean Macavity treats female cats differently. Classic man.
Yeah.
You know, and so when he hypnotizes Rump, that's for sure my last straw. But I feel like where you can see the journey if you watch closely is every Macavity scare, because the very first Macavity scare we're not on stage, but the Macavity scare before the ball. It's more like, oh shit, he's gonna. Can I swear on your podcast? It's like he's gonna see us like hanging with the tribe, and he's gonna see that we're not like cool and serious, like we're playing with these. So at the first scare is like, get out of here before he notices us.
Yeah.
Where then like the second scare, it's after, you know, moments of happiness and we've grown a little and we're starting to like our family, and then it's less like, oh, he's gonna see us with them, and like oh, we don't want him to ruin this night for us, is how we feel. Like, wow, God, why are you coming to ruin the joy of this night that we're finding together? And then when he finally comes, it's gone. Yeah.
So I don't think Syllabub is mine. I think Syllabub, I've always seen Syllabub as belonging to either Grizz and being the result of Grizz and Macavity's interactions, or some people even think that Syllabub is the product of Bomb and Macavity's interaction. Okay. And I can definitely see either of those. I think the way I'm playing it is that she's Grizz's baby, and that part of the reason that I'm so pissed when Grizz re-enters is because, and this is something that Chrissy Cartwright and I actually talked directly about, is that, you know, when Grizz left, she had kids, you know, she was a mother too, and who was left to take care of them?
It's you.
Me.
Yeah. Sure. I think Misto has this this competitive side, obviously, to him. So sometimes he's very like, oh, I'm interested. And sometimes he's like, I want nothing to do with this. So I definitely play with that contrast. And sometimes it's hard because like I'm switching on and off from like, oh, I'm interested in this, and I don't want to do this, or oh, I don't really care about this too much. So
Jenny was there when Macavity was born, you know, helped raise him. And that's part of the reason why I feel like a lot of the rest of the female cats in the show react terrified of Macavity because, you know, they're afraid that he's gonna sexually exploit them. That being said, I feel like I've always played it differently with Macavity because I know that I was a presence in his life from a young age, and that while he's not gonna do that to me because that would be strange because I acted as his mother figure as a child, he's still evil and is still hurting the people I love. So
you're gonna make the Jellicle choice tonight. Who are you picking and why?
Ooh, okay, that's a good question. And obviously I've been like prepared to talk about it. But I still keep going between two. Either Gus, because I feel like that's a staple answer, but he has lived such a good long life and has brought so much joy to so many people through the theater, obviously, as we know. And I want to give him another go at life, to either do it all again or to, you know, go out and live another sort of life that he wants to live. But then I also feel like Jenny Anydots would be a really good one because she has spent her whole life like making sure others are doing what they're supposed to, like keeping others in line, you know, trying to help the mice better themselves, help the cockroaches have sort of a purpose in life. And I just think that she should get a chance to come back and live for herself a little.
Who are you picking and why?
I'm picking Old Deuteronomy himself because he's been at the forefront of this tribe for so long. I was thinking about this today, and I've had different thoughts at different times, but that's who I'm feeling today.
Okay.
It's Old Deuteronomy himself. Why not demonstrate the relinquishment of power?
It's his time. I like it.
I think I have to pick Jenny because of Mungo's relationship.
Sucking up to her right there. I like it.
I have to. And I think by the end of the story, I do feel like maybe we've connected a bit more by the end, that I would feel confident to pick her, but reluctantly I choose Jenny.
Yeah, actually we are on the same page there.
Okay.
Yeah, we've talked about it a little bit, and even when we sneak up to Old Deuteronomy at the end, like he's gonna make the choice, we're like, take Jenny. And it is a con. I think you nailed it on the head because I don't think No, the Jellicle choice is a moment of reverence. It's like such a thing, an important part of this tribe. But I don't know that these two idiots fully grasp it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just like, yeah, let's do it.
Gus.
You're picking Gus.
Yes.
I love it.
Mm.
Okay. I love it.
But yes, like I know, like when Gus bow after his song, I know, like, oh, it's Gus.
Okay.
Okay, thought about this. I like that it's Grisabella, but I also think she's, especially in the revival version, she's definitely too young to die. So Gus makes the most sense in that respect, but he hasn't like gone through it as much as Grisabella has and like come out on top. Well, in the end, she comes out on top.
Yeah.
Not yet, but so I guess Gus.
Okay. Love it.
Gus, yeah.
Team Gus.
Team Gus. I'm like smiling all of Gus, and I don't have many moments with Gus, but I do think that like knows Gus from when she was a kitten. Like she went to see his shows when he was acting with Irving and all that, right?
I've always been Team Gus. I've been Team Gus from like day one. And then, so I have a theory. I think it should have been Gus this year, and that everyone else was ready for it to be Gus this year before Grizzy Girl walked in and took it. And then I think that the next year it's going to be Jelly.
Definitely Gus.
Picking Gus.
I think probably like most of the other people that you've interviewed, over the 100 episodes, you've probably heard, oh, it's just Grizz because that is how the story is structured. It doesn't necessarily make the most sense. But I would definitely say Gus, and especially like last night, like when she's singing Memory, and like it was, my first time doing Gus, and I remembered like what Jeremy said that Chris said about like how Gus, like this is his year and he doesn't get picked, and then he crawls off stage and then he just dies.
Yeah.
This is like yeah.
Super dark. That's like,
Yeah,
he's not going to
it's
make
super
it
dark.
for
He's
next
not
year.
going to make it for another year.
Yeah.
And so I think that this, not to minimize, the plot that is in the show, but I feel like we could just be nice to Grizz. I don't know that she necessarily needs like a brand new start.
Yeah.
I know this is controversial for you, but I think it has to be Grisabella. I think it has to be Grisabella because
You're bringing her now, so now I understand why.
Oh no, now I feel like I have to, but no, I think because here's the thing: we see her in Memory. She falls to the ground. She's near death right now, and I know you're all about Gus, and so I get that he's also near death, but she's kind of telling us, I don't even have another day left in me. Like when she's walking after she sings before she's been touched, like she's like got her foot, not even her foot in the grave. She's going to the grave. Yeah. So I think it's like now or never.
Okay.
And so while it's bittersweet, because like, oh, we all understand that we were wrong now, and like we want to accept you. It's also like, well, we got to bring you up and not just die on this side of the street.
I will say, as Team Gus is, I think, the most logical argument.
Yeah.
My initial argument was to bring you two together. Was to bring Tugger and Mustaflis together.
Because we brought Deuteronomy back.
I have it because I view this as a singing competition. And the X Factor has a history of tying together two individual shows and make them a One Direction or a Fifth Harmony.
Sure.
So I took the two performances that I thought were super fun that would make a really good combination. Clearly, the personalities have some similarities. And let's boy band you two together and let's send you up together.
Maybe rock started a heavy side layer.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a me.
Okay.
Has to be Grisabella.
You're still picking Grisabella.
I have to pick Grizz.
You sounded like you had some hesitations. You're thinking maybe somebody else.
There are some others that I love, but like.
This is my chance to
Okay.
convince you otherwise. This is what I'm
Okay.
here for.
Okay, fine. Like I have two other cats that I just love because I also just love their songs. Maybe that's why. If I could, it would totally also be maybe like Bomb or like Rum Tum Tugger, maybe. Or Mistopheles. It's like a 3-split tie. Does that
bring 'em all
count?
in.
Yeah.
So I think there's, like with the Crime Game, there's a lot of opportunity to kind of say who else could we recruit for that? And I think the group that, as I've thought about who would be the most valuable for you and McCavity, are the twins.
Oh yeah.
And so
We love them.
Yeah, we love them.
what I'm curious, well, maybe you play this already, so maybe you can tell me if you do, but what I think there's, and now that I know that there's a journey of where you're going to say, I'm part of the gang and then I'm not, is in the beginning, I want you to, like, are you trying to recruit them to be almost an asset? Because they know everything that's going to happen ahead of time. Like, they'd be super valuable for you in that. And then as you get later on, you're like, I don't want anything to do with it. Like, we're now not part of this gang. You're trying to, like, warn them. Like, hey, I know I kind of brought you in, but now I need to get you out. Do you think that'll work?
Yeah, I know that you're like an expert on cats. Like I've even heard a quote that you're in too deep.
Way too deep.
This is actually a very doable task. Do you realize how much we are close to them staging wise?
No.
We interact with the twins a lot.
much.
I haven't seen the show on stage since 2017.
Great.
Oh my god.
I started the podcast in 2019.
Wow.
So all of this is me watching either a 1998 movie
Wow.
or soaking in 99 episodes of people telling me different things and trying to remember what I saw the 2 times I've seen it on stage.
And I mean, obviously every group of people has their own interpretation. You have to as an artist, otherwise it's just like, wow, you're just doing a pale imitation of that. But at least with this group of people, we've kind of talked about how the twins and Mungo Rump are like foil characters because we're all in the like teen area, which is hard to say because you're like, aren't they like thousands of years old? But like, we have like, where they're like the better behaved
They're the better
foil
behaved version of
characters,
us.
especially since everyone's like, oh, are those also twins? Like,
Yeah.
these two. But yeah, we are near them a lot, and I cannot wait to influence them to
I
eat.
know, me too.
I so this goes back to I am in too deep, that I had no idea where you're staged with them. Today, that's what I want to see, is when you have some interactions with twins, it's like, hey, come with me. Be part of it. Like, this is gonna work.
I can't wait
but
to
then,
tell them that that's what's happening.
Yeah.
I know.
but then I also think that since you have those moments where you're like, oh, I'm out now, the end is like, you gotta give them warning. Like, hey, don't, like, I know I was trying to recruit you before, but we're done with this con. We're on to the next thing. Come with us over there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
fun.
love that so
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
I'll talk to you tomorrow and see if it worked or didn't work.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Awesome.
So excited.
Okay, so here's the thing. We got a lot we added to the show, right? Clearly, you're gonna have to bring
no, it's gonna be
Grisabella
a
in today. but the one thing I want you two to try to take on stage, and I think, you know, as we watch the show, I think part of this is gonna be the fun of getting to hear, you know, did this actually work or not? Is I want to go back to that boy band.
Okay.
So I think I want to have, and I know you kind of sing each other's songs. You have moments where you kind of are definitely interacting on stage. I want you to have in that moment the like aha moment, the recognition of like, we could make the best boy band if we did this. So when you're getting ready to kind of do your numbers, being like, should we be doing this together?
Yeah,
so I think that's the moment I'm curious to see. Does that work tonight? And
Yeah, we definitely have so many moments where we're like intertwined and connected that we could definitely play off of that.
I got that. I already have ideas.
know,
It's already,
me too.
the wheels are already spinning.
So one thing that there is a debate about with Victoria is, could Grisabella potentially be your mom? And that she abandoned you and then you come back, and that's actually where the relationship comes back. So I would be curious tonight, when you play and you have you're going on, is when you see Grisabella, you have the realization that that was your mother. And does that work or not work? And we'll ask you tomorrow if you think that theory holds when you're on stage of, I thought about it, mom could have been, or no, not at all.
Yeah, I would try that tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be sitting right over there. And
Yeah.
we're going to watch. And when she
Great.
comes out,
Yeah.
I want to be like, I want you to have the either mom kind of thought,
Yes,
or
right.
you have that and it's like, nah, it didn't work.
Okay.
Here's my idea for you all tonight. I think one is I love the idea of potentially having Grisby mom.
Yeah.
But my other idea would make you not sisters. So there's a ton of fan fiction and pictures about Tugger Mistopheles.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot about Bomb and Demeter. And I think there's a potential for that to be a relationship and not a sister or friend.
I've pondered it before. I've definitely pondered that before, and I think it makes it tracks.
Okay.
It tracks.
So tonight, when you're performing, you know, are there moments where you can be like, maybe this is us tonight?
Yeah. There can be a lot of moments like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm down. Let's do it.
So Jenny is, as you mentioned, his mom has a bunch of the kittens, but she's very much the caregiver. And I don't think that there's a lot of opportunity that Jenny thinks for herself.
Yeah.
So I think there's an opportunity for you to have a moment or two tonight where it's like, maybe I should have thought for myself. And I originally thought that maybe that's when McCavity comes out. Like, you know what? I've always taken care of, I'm protecting with, but maybe it's my time to have the bad boy and kind of like go down that route of like, you know what? let's go have a fun night and let's ignore it. So is that something you think could track? Could you play that tonight?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I think there is, to an extent, where Jenny, and this is something that I've sort of battled within myself, because I am the type of person to be like, wow, let's have fun all the time. Like, that's me as a human being. And that's something I've actually had to subdue more with Jenny. And I think you'll see tonight that there are some places where I do that, and I'll try to show you that.
I think I want to go back to your original Christmas point. So since you went on as Peter, and then you're going on as Skimble, and you've got this kind of Christmas, bell. My Peter thought was that he's actually Saint Peter.
Oh, really?
And then when you said, hey, the opening is actually not part of it, that even adds more layers to that. That really he's there, because there's also Baby Grizz in the opening number. So I think Peter's Saint Peter. Baby Grizz is what I've been calling the ghost of Catsman's Pass. They're coming back. They're getting this. But I want you tonight, when you're doing that in the opening number, you're having that moment, and you see Peter and Baby Grizz having that, like, oh, this is the Christmas story I've got going on. Like, just that recognition. Does that land? I want to see. I want to hear tomorrow. Is there any validity to that, or is that way too far out of left field?
Sure. Yeah. I'm excited because there's a perfect moment where me and Tay make eye contact every night during that number. So I'm sure that'll be what's on my mind.
You're gonna think
tonight.
You're gonna think she's down here wondering what that decision did to all the rest of your lives.
Charles Dickens story.
Yeah.
Happening at the National.
At the National DC. That's what we're here for.
I don't know if I've ever thought about that, and I've thought about a lot of Cats theories.
Here for day 2. We're back, and we gave a lot of theories yesterday. So I want to hear from all of you. One, what did any of them work? When you heard your theories, you got to play them yesterday, did they land? Did they make sense? Did they not make sense? And then 2, since you didn't get to all hear each other's theories, did you notice anybody else's that I might have teased? So who wants to go first? I'll maybe just pass the mic around.
Yes. Hey.
Okay, I actually think that the Tugger theory that Luke brought up is very much working, because I'm now very much like mapping out my first entrance in my head and my reactions to the Tugger and how standoff he is, where like he doesn't even like to make eye contact with me, where I'm like, oh, this totally might have happened. But Luke?
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm glad I told you that, because honestly, it's been going on in my head, and so I'm glad that I brought it to the forefront of all of, at least the two of our heads. So Tugger Bella is going strong, but in terms of the one you gave for Tugger and Misto, it really helped me just like define some more things in the show last night, which was just fun. We're forming our boy band.
There were some moments I noticed.
Did you notice it? Okay.
Moments I noticed that you guys gave like little handshakes or high fives, and then some looks.
Yeah.
They're ready.
Oh, good. I love that. Yeah, we definitely did add an exuberant amount last night, which was good. It was fun.
Who else has thoughts?
Mine didn't work. Mine was like that I was supposed to sort of be like into McCavity as like a bad boy type of thing. I tried it once and was immediately like, no, Jenny wouldn't do that. But
into him, but you don't want to be my friend.
But no, for sure not. But I do feel like it inspired me to make other different choices throughout the night. I made that I was into Bombalurina the whole night. And Erica noticed and came up to me and was like, so can we talk about like what you talked to him about? Because I felt like a very different vibe, a very different energy from you tonight. So that was really fun, because I like had that moment where I tried it and was like, no, I don't like this. And then I immediately was like, okay, but I'll pick someone else to be into.
Yeah, you picked a separate bad boy.
So I picked a separate bad boy, and it was Erica Cianciulli. And it was really fun.
I would like to add that instead of Jenny any dots, it could be Jenny any bomb. Thank you.
Take that, Cat's Tumblr.
Oh, you want to go?
Well, I think like the flavoring of your theory for us, like wanting to like recruit the twins, was what we had. Recruit the twins to our crime syndicate. It was there in how we viewed them and in our interactions referencing them, but it was actually very hard to break their facade because they are like stoic walls. So I do not think that they joined us.
Yeah, I don't think.
And also, I feel like Act 1, there's no time. It's a 5, 6, 7, 8. You are moving. So Act 2, we're like, all right, we've got 3 numbers to recruit these two. Yeah.
Gus the theater cat, though, I saw you trying.
We were trying, but they have their walls up.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Our Coracle Pat is super, like, so warm and loving. So anytime I was like, he was going with it. Like, he was super invested and, like, sweetie and, like, happy. And I don't think he knew what I was going to ask him for. So, we tried.
We tried.
You got more shows to recruit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but it definitely influenced how we would, like, scope them out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And how we felt about every time a cavity was either around or all the scares really became really specific.
And you said if we noticed other people's, I admit that I asked other people because I was interested, but I did see Yuka's journey as Victoria, especially in approaching Grisabella. But maybe she needs to talk.
Yeah, what was it?
Yes. So mine was like if Grisabella is like my mom.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So and that was really interesting and it worked and gave me more curiosity to like why I feel so connected with her. And then like it was really interesting and like I made like new choices and I liked it. And I'm glad you see it, like because it's subtle, like
Like also on behalf of Grisabella the Glamour Cat, I apologize for abandoning.
That's interesting, right? Yeah.
I was nervous because I haven't been on for Demeter in a while, so I was like, I gotta focus. But actually, our circumstance like added and like made sense and motivated like so many moments. I don't know if you noticed, but it was like
I noticed. I was curious if anybody else noticed.
that we were lovers.
I just thought about something between you and I.
Oh.
I thought about what if we were possibly sisters? Which is why like
Well,
because
I was thinking of you as my mother.
Oh.
But maybe.
Because like you know how like Grisabella's very much because you know how like Chrissy Cartwright in rehearsals will always be like a big kind of like blueprint for the newer Grisabella that is still very much like youthful and glamour-esque, like is very much still like is comes from like Amy Winehouse, how like she was like 27 but still so like worn down. So I'm wondering, it's just like what if like we're very much close in age, I just because of life and the path I chose, I just have aged so rapidly that like you would never know that we were maybe close in age or we're siblings.
I like that.
Because I think about the yearning that like I always have yearning moments with you in the ball, not even in the opening, but like right before Little Memory and Big Memory, where it's just like it's always like I remember Kim and Chrissy always going like you're having this yearning and reaching with Bomb, where I'm like, sister, maybe. I just thought about that.
Yeah.
Because it's like I think about my relationship with Bomb and how I talk about how Bomb is maybe my friend who like was like, okay, stay here. I guess I'll raise your kids, and then maybe I don't know, maybe you're my sister.
Oh, I don't think about that today.
There you go.
I like that. I think Erica would agree though that it like totally worked, and I think the only downfall, I was a little too into it. Erica's so hot. I mean, I was neglecting Monk a little bit, and which is like, I'm supposed to be in love with Monk.
I will say, Tugger felt a little neglected from Bomb yesterday. I did notice that, and I thought, like, what did he tell them to do?
We were really into each other last night.
Wait, I retract that you're my sister because Monk is my son.
Oh, that'd
I
be.
think that's also why Erica was also taken aback then when I started in on her. Because there's this very strange love triangle happening that I don't think has ever happened before last night.
Oh.
Yeah.
Intriguing for everyone.
It was so fun. It was very fun.
All right, Zam, you had a wild one. So
I had a hard one. I'm gonna be honest. So mine was that I always like to view the prologue as like not really like being the first like chronological thing. I kind of like view it by itself, and then like we start. And so we talked about think there's like a lot of like Skimbleshanks the Christmas cat stuff on Tumblr, and there's like this whole like backstory of like he was on the train one day and Santa came to visit on Christmas and gifted him a little silver bell for Christmas, and then that's why he like has such literally yes. And then that's why he wears the little bell around his neck during the feature, is because he like cherishes that, and that's why he like has a love for the trains and stuff. Because Santa gifted him to him when he was on the train.
Think about how the theme of your song is in the moments of happiness, going ding 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 ding.
I didn't even know that.
Yes, it's in moments of happiness of many generations. Do 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 do.
Nice. I think that's usually when I'm crunching my cough drop.
Yes.
Unfortunately. Unfortunately. But
Today because it's like bells.
I'll have to keep my ears peeled for that. But we talked about Peter being Saint Peter, and Grisabella kind of being like the ghost of Christmas past almost. We were talking about A Christmas Carol. So that one, I wouldn't say that I felt it like working, but I definitely got a good laugh out of it. When I looked at you during the strut circle, I was just like, oh my word. Yeah, that's why I was doing a little extra last night. But I was super aware of like the Tugger relationship, because I remember you saying that was going to be the one that's the one that you came in with talking about. And maybe it's just because we're roommates and obviously like get along really well. But there was like this really cute moment right before my manners vague and aloof, where like I'm like there trying to do something before I have a reason to go grab the flower pot, and Luke gave me like this nice little smirk, and I felt like I felt like that arc of like redemption and Skimble deciding to like, you know, Tugger isn't too bad. You know, I just felt that arc that we sort of talked about yesterday, and that was really fun. Yeah. Yeah. And I felt quite a lot of pride wearing that bell during that feature. Yeah. And I'm sorry for shining the light in your eyes, even though I said I wouldn't.
This was amazing. I love that we added a love triangle that didn't exist. We added some other theories. You picked a new one. We added a Christmas Carol. This is what I was here for. 100 episodes. My goal was to slowly, loosely influence the show.
That you did.
And I feel like I'm working my way towards that. So.
Yeah, more than loosely.
Loosely, yeah.
That was pretty influenced.
I'm influencing the show. Well, thank you all. This was absolutely a blast. We had so much fun watching and seeing those moments, and I'm glad to hear that you all enjoyed playing them, and hope you can bring them to future cities too as you continue. So.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Dominic Fortunato. I play Pouncival, and I don't think the wrong cat died.
Hi, my name's Sam Bello. I play Syllabub, and I do believe that the wrong cat died.
Hi, my name is Brendan Moran, and I play Tumble Brutus, and I think the wrong cat died.
Hi, my name's John Zamborsky, and I do think that the wrong cat died.
Hi, I'm Sammy Fossum. I play Alonzo, and I believe the wrong cat died.
Hi, my name is Ellie. I'm a swing, but I'm on for Bond Ballerina today, and I do think the wrong cat died.
Hi, I'm Megan. I'm a swing. I'm Demeter today, and I believe the wrong cat died.
Hi, I'm Taryn. I play Rumple Teaser, and I believe the wrong cat died.
Hi, I'm Marissa. I'm a swing, and today I'm Victoria, and I do not believe that the wrong cat died.
Hi, I'm Allison. I play Jelly Lorem, and I believe the wrong cat died.
Hi, I'm Michelle E. Carter. I play Jenny Anydots, and I know the wrong cat died.